Hi, and welcome back to Stop Being Sold. My name is Michelle, and I'm here with Brian. And in this video, we're discussing whether or not you should accept the company pension or the lump sum buyout.
Michelle, this is a common question I've been asked by my clients over, my 24 plus years as a financial advisor. And quite a few viewers asked it on a video we did on how pension income affects Social Security benefits. And since enough of you asked, we're going to do a video specifically on this topic. We're going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages to both pensions and lump sum payout options. Before deciding either way, though, make sure you watch all the way through, as they're going to be deep diving into these advantages and disadvantages, and also talk about who should accept them and not accept them.
Yeah, and that's the key. Who should accept and who should not.
Exactly.
So, Brian, before we get there, I just want to comment on we must be having it's like Johnny Cash theme day here. I like the color of your shirt.
We didn't plan this, people, by the way.
No, we did not.
We don't have a fashion coordinator, so
right. Probably need one of those. Maybe if you get big enough, we can have a wardrobe coordinator. All right. So in all seriousness, let's get back to this. So there are two ways to collect a pension today. So the most common way is the regular payment that's made to an individual after retirement from an employer or government agency. The second way is if the company offers a one-time payment of the entire retirement benefit. So, Brian, I'd like to start with this question. If the purpose of a pension is to pay out in retirement, meaning that it's set up and designed for regular payments, why would a company even offer a lump sum payout?
Money, and here's why.
Okay.
First of all, a company is going to offer a lump sum buyout to its employees to reduce the company's long-term pension liabilities.
And there you go.
There you go. Pensions are a form of deferred compensation, and companies that offer pensions are required to make regular contributions to the pension fund to ensure that they have enough money to pay the promised benefits to the retirees.
Okay.
This can be expensive to maintain over the long term, and companies may want to reduce their long-term pension obligations. And what they do is they offer a lump sum buyout to current and former employees as an effective way to do this. Okay. The problem with this, Michelle, it's not the whole amount, though. It's only a percentage of what you would receive over the long haul. So you got to weigh the returns of it. And the company does this, Michelle, to settle its pension obligations, and it transfers the risk of these investments directly to the employee. Now you're responsible and not them.
Okay. All right. So then you're mentioning pros and cons. Let's while we're talking about lump sum, let's talk us through the advantages of a lump sum payout or a buyout.
Okay. There's three main ones. First one is the flexibility. A lump sum payout gives you the flexibility to invest the money as you see fit and use the money as you see fit. Second thing is it gives you control over how the funds are invested and managed, giving you the potential to earn a higher return on your investment. And third, what about inheritance? Well, if you pass away before exhausting the entire lump sum, you get to leave the remaining balance to your heirs.
Okay. And let's talk disadvantages. You had mentioned already that, when this happens, the employer is transferring the risk to the employee. So
sure
I know that's one of them. Let's dive deeper into that.
Yeah, that first one right there, you just hit it. It's the market risk. If you choose to invest the funds in the stock market, it's a risk that could potentially lose some money, right? There's also no guarantee that the lump sum will last you as long as you live, which means you may run out of money in your retirement years. Also, with the lump sum payout, you're responsible for managing these funds, which can be challenging if you do not have experience or knowledge in investing funds.
Okay, so there's no guarantee that the money will last as long as you live. The same goes for the pension option, because anything's possible. I mean, how do you know that they're going to stay solvent or?
That is correct. There's an insolvency risk with the pension option, always has been. If the pension provider goes bankrupt, there's a risk that your pension payments may be reduced or even discontinued.
Right.
And while we're talking about some of these disadvantages, the other thing to be aware of, Michelle, is the inflation risk. Yeah. Pension payments may not keep pace with today's inflation, which can reduce the purchasing power of your income over time. And another disadvantage is you have limited access to funds. You get a monthly income off of a pension payment. You don't get to withdraw out of it like a 401k plan, right? So you got limited access to your funds, making it difficult sometimes to cover your unexpected expenses.
Okay. All right. So then let's shift and talk about the pension, and let's start with the pros or the advantages.
Three main advantages to having a pension.
Okay.
Number one, guaranteed income. With
Okay.
a pension, you're guaranteed a steady stream of income for the rest of your life, no matter how long you live. Second, low risk. Pensions are relatively low risk since the responsibility for the investing and managing the fund's assets rise with the pension provider, not you. And third, they're predictable. Predictable pension payments. That way you can plan your budget and your expenses accordingly.
Okay, Brian, here's the $1 million question. Who should accept a lump sum buyout versus the pension?
It definitely depends on your individual circumstances and your financial goals. So think about these different scenarios. You should maybe accept a lump sum buyout if, number one, you have other sources of retirement income, such as your Social Security, your 401k, your other investments. A lump sum buyout may be a better option for you. Two, what if your life expectancy is shorter than normal? Maybe you have some health issues, or your family history has going into retirement, they only live 8 to 10 years in retirement.
Sure.
With a pension, you may not receive the full value of the benefit if you passed away earlier than expected. So
you might as well get it up front. Okay.
right. And then third, what if you're comfortable with managing your investments? Or maybe you have a financial advisor that can help you. A lump sum buyout may be a better option. You can invest in the money any way that aligns with your investment objectives and your risk tolerance.
All right, Brian, I have a question here, and I don't want to
Okay.
go down a rabbit hole. It may take us there, but I think it's an important one to ask. What are the tax implications of taking a lump sum buyout?
Not a quick answer. That's my answer.
It's not good that you're laughing.
Yeah.
Take us through it.
Okay. The tax implications of taking a lump sum could depend on several different factors, including the type of pension, the amount of the lump sum, and your personal tax situation.
Okay.
Here's some key things to keep in mind. Lump sum payments from qualified pension plans, such as a 401k or a traditional defined benefit pension plan,
Okay.
they're subject to ordinary income tax. We know that. Okay, that's normal. Okay, but if the lump sum payment comes from a non-qualified pension, such as deferred compensation plan,
Sure.
the tax treatment can be more complex. In some cases, the lump sum payment may be subject to Social Security and Medicare taxes in addition to ordinary income tax.
Wow.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oof.
Yes. And think about this. The amount of the lump sum payment could also push you into a much higher tax bracket, resulting in a higher tax bill.
Right.
Next, what if you're under age 59 and a half and you take a lump sum distribution from a qualified retirement plan? The distribution's also subject to a 10% early withdrawal penalty in addition to ordinary income tax.
Wowzers. Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that this can be very complex. So
Very complex.
before you decide to do anything, you might say, I'm perfect a candidate for the lump sum payout, but check with a tax professional immediately.
Yep. Immediately.
Woo, I'm like not breathing on that. Subject to Social Security and Medicare taxes.
I was laughing when you started
Ordinary
talking
income.
about the tax question. I knew you was going there.
That's a
So
lot. I always do, right? I'm like, what are
Right.
the tax implications? All right. So that's lump sum. Let's talk about who should accept the pension option.
Okay, this is a little bit easier. Accept a pension if you don't have other sources of retirement income, number one. Okay. It's the best going to be your best option because it provides you a steady stream of income for life.
Mhm.
And how about if you have a longer life expectancy?
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be much better than a lump sum because
Yeah.
you're guaranteed income for life, regardless of how
Paid
long
out.
you live. And then what if you want a lower risk option, such as instead of you and managing the investments, you ain't got to worry about it. All you're worried about is getting that guaranteed income for life. Much easier, low risk for you.
All right. This is a lot to consider. So I'm assuming you recommend people speak with financial advisor and a tax professional before making the decision, correct?
Absolutely. And getting multiple scenarios run for you and get a second, third opinion, just like going to the doctor.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you have a terminal or a possible terminal illness, you should go get 2 or 3 opinions. My next question was, you think people should get multiple,
Yes.
like 2 or 3 opinions on this?
This is your lifetime income we're talking about here. This is your retirement. It could go 30 to 40 years in retirement. So
Absolutely.
make sure you're making the right decision before you do it.
All right, awesome. So here's the thing. We're going to put below the video here a link to the how Social Security or pensions affect Social Security income. Check that out. It's in the pinned comment and below this description. It's an important one, I think. And it's also a wildly popular video right now we have. So go check that one out. And if you like the content of this video, hit that like button, subscribe. Brian and I put out videos on the daily, some short, some long, that help you make the best financial decision for your financial future. All right, Brian, any parting words of wisdom before we get out of here?
Just take your time in making sure you're making the right decision if you have access to a pension. So,
all right, check out that video below and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much, Brian. And thanks to everyone who watched.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.